Ah, 14:16 already, clock. God damn it, the clock has to move fast.
It's you again. What is it?
Ooh, that's cool. I don't know if I want to say that, but let's see. Logicality, on the other hand. I don't really. I like. There might have been something that gave me just a teeny tiny bit more logic. Yeah, these glasses, if I would wear those glasses, they're funny looking glasses for certainty. But hey, even the one Logic Plus might help us a little bit in this. So sure, let's
It's
see.
you again. What is it?
Secret route found antique rifle, reconstructed murder scene, saw the winch outside, found a key in a union box. I don't really know if I want to go for this. Like, it might be possible, but guess what? I guess it's still logical. It might give even more pluses for this. Guess what? I've connected you to the local truck trade. Like hell you have. He leans back unruffled. There's no local truck trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local chungus how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos. We'll do that. In the meantime, he points out, did you know that there's an abundant lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for trucks from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. He taps on his notebook, then turns to you. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grace? No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant. Alright, let's leave it to the lieutenant. Except you. No, do the honor, you've earned it. Not at the lieutenant. Thank you. He turns to face the man. You're right, Titus. There is no local truck trade because it's all controlled by you. You are the truck trade. That's my interesting theory. He rubs his jaw, smiling. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong state-run monopoly would outcompete the runs on the street. Yeah, man, theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies. You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men who runs as a monopoly, he grins. For the good of the community, of course. I don't believe that that's actually the case. Good idea. People are always going to do trucks, at least this way you have some control over it. Thank you, theoretically of course, thank you. Theoretically. He takes a sip of his beer and smiles. He seems genuinely surprised at your response, in a good way. I don't know, the big man says, swirling his beer can. I guess theoretical things don't make me emotional. Now I was sorta going to get my brewski on. And what about this Ruby? Is she the 8 who runs this thing for you? You sure do love long walks through Theory Town, don't you? The big guy asks, straightening his cap. Oh, I'm thirsty now. Thirsty for beer. Got any less theoretical questions, Cop? He doesn't let it show, but must be a little impressed you put a lot of things together fast. We have done a lot. He's practically saying yes. A yes to everything you said. Alright, let's present as good of a plausible theory as possible. Found a key in the union box, saw the winch outside, reconstructed the murder scene, found antique rifle, secret route found, and Ruby is a truck trader established. Amazing, present a solid theory about why Ruby could have done it. I was pretty sure that this must succeed. Breakthrough imminent as well. A sudden flash of lighting in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its eerie place. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion all channeled into a single thought. Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him? Because she was here alone with us. He's coupling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101. She was here all night. The lieutenant ignores the tattooed man. 11:30 to 12:25. She was here during all that time. Yeah, with us drinking near the stage there. She points to the karaoke stage. So she didn't go to the bar for a drink? No. In the full 45 minutes window, she was with you all the time. Alright, she took a fucking leak, okay. For one moment, maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. He points to the intersection. We're not getting into what that operation is again, cop. That's probably for the best. Don't break your stride now. I wasn't trying to go into that. And just cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. He taps on his temple. I've been through this, it's not plausible. It actually is. Alright, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for some time during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof. You do agree the shot came from the roof, right? Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clash's window from any of the surrounding buildings, not from what I know about Martinez. Maybe from the coast, but like I said, I've been too busy dealing with your idiots, so no. He shakes his head. I don't think it was a sniper, it was close up. There's a 72% chance that the bullet came from the roof. 72%? He picks up his spear. As a percentage and all. Where did you get it from, you guys in the lab? I analyzed it on the spot. Turns out I can do that. Oh, you can't. I know what you did here on the weekend. People talk. And what they say doesn't sound like a science cop. You're a madman. Those numbers were an asshole, man. And they don't put her on the roof either. It's just mumbo jumper. He hasn't got the shit. Do you know that there's a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof? Oh, he looks sincerely curious. Through what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop. People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo? East Delta Pinball Arcade. The old man coughs. Weird place. Went bankrupt. Weird. How? You were in the pinball maker's code. What do you mean weird, Theo? Was run by a fella called, he thinks, Nuflock something, who wore a yellow dust coat like the one you have on right now. He squints at you. Weird guy, never liked him. Okay, but the man looks around. How did she get up? There's no room for a staircase in the building, or an elevator for that matter. The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dump waiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. From there, a door leads straight to the roof. You can just step outside. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down all under 7 minutes. That's quite the theory. He turns to Eugene. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys. Right there, underneath the calm and the cool, a nervousness. He's thinking, Ruby could have fucked us all over. How did I not see it? I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears me and Agnus are going up there. It's a dumb waiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of... Shush now, he turns to you. You got something else to back this route up, or is that it? Have we firmly established Ruby could have had access to the room where the man was shot? Move on. Firmly, he shakes his head. Firmly doesn't go well with could have. And there's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route, he forms a gun with his hand. Does not put the bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry on. Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt in the shape of a gun. I have analyzed the bullet that killed him. It was jacketed. So, the man shrugs and looks at you. So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle military crate. He turns to you. Not even you militia monkeys have those. He doesn't wait for a response. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby get it here? Get it? You don't know. Just be honest. But I was hoping that I can also select that I can show the weapon that I have. I hope I still can, because otherwise it's annoying. Because I wanted to say this first and then continue with that. I'm just being upfront with what I know. Right, Titus nods, and that's mighty forthcoming of you, so let me extend you the same courtesy. She's connected. Do you know what? So she may have access to semi-automatics, but that's a long fucking stretch of the imagination. Alright, now we can say it. Show them the antique rifle. There are weapons like this just lying around in Martiniz, by the way. That looks antique. A Belle Macrav. He looks the gun. He takes the gun, inspects it, and hands it back to you. It needs some inoperable. Where did you get it? There's a cellar under the bookshop. It was hidden there with others just like it. 20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many, and there must be other caches too. Oh, damn it, we need to close that dumb down for good. He nods to it. It's a goddamn breech loader too. Find one that works and you got a military grade weapon. That shoots jacketed ammunitions. He shakes his head. He sees it. This is coming together. He must. I wonder, like, I don't think I should be saying all of these, right? But yeah, that's not relevant, just for the fact that the bullet didn't come from that sort of a gun. So that's a pointless argument. This is a pointless argument because we are arguing that the shot would have come from the roof. And this maybe, but on the other hand, we already pointed out the fact that... but this might be the one that I could still say, just for the fact that if not found, she could be also smuggled guns. I've already established Ruby's running drugs. She could have smuggled guns too. That is still a possibility as well. Oh damn, that's about your favorite topic, isn't it? Titus slaps his thing every fucking 5 seconds. Maybe I shouldn't have said it. It was said that we won't be going back to it. You were warned not to bring it up. Your best shot here is to back out of it. Yep. That's what I was saying. Fine, Titus. I'm not getting into it if it touches your precious business. Okay, cop. She's got connections. He shakes his head slowly. I can see how she could have access to a gun. That still doesn't mean she did. That's all you needed, doubt. But yeah, I've done all of the things that there is any logicality to do. I didn't say I'd prove she had a murder weapon, just that we need to find her. Alright, cop. He nods. Keep talking. I'll tell you when I've had enough. Dear, we're not seriously considering an... Are we? He almost gets up from his seat. Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this? Phase 3. Motive. The last component. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works. No, I don't think that's it. Besides, she's already the leader. Don't think that's the case either. It's not why did she kill him. It's why did she organize the cover-up. Because she was the one that came up with the ideas of how to cover up it as this other thing. And I suppose you have a theory on that. She could have just been covering up for herself, Titus. Think about it. Why go through all of that effort if it was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she succeeded it. The little man squints, eyes beady. She had like a fully formed plan and shit right when she came back downstairs. Yeah, it's very fast. The full plan. Really, thanks. class wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd been first. Time for a logics demonstration. Okay. Who would we say that... Who? Who is the best one? Now that's a great question. Well, Eugene is the one that we would need to convince, sure. But usually it's the one that is like in opposition that isn't the best one. Yeah, I suppose you have a theory on that. Who is the best one out of these? That is so, like, who is the best? Titus is the one that didn't comment either way, so I don't think I'll address Titus. It could be Shanky, because he's the one that is already like, that she had the full plan, so I'll go with Shanky, but I'm unsure if that's the correct one. Shanky, let's assume you killed him. I didn't do it, fucker, it wasn't my plan. You probably did it, though. It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, got down. Would you prefer to go on a trial with your buddies as part of a lynch mob or alone for committing murder? Fuck you, man. I would never fuck my guys over like that. He squeaks with indignation. She didn't either. She would never do that. The blonde man looks around. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus. Glenn. Titus looks grim. I thought the same thing when she skipped down and left us in this shit. Ooh, so he didn't rule her out completely, and she skipped down. This is good. Very good indeed. But that's the best, though. This, definitely not. Like this, maybe, but I doubt this, right? Titus, you have to see it. Things don't add up. We need to talk to her. I think it's better than me to go into this. Maybe she killed him. Maybe I should still try to at least see where this would go. Maybe she killed him because she thought it would carry favor with you. You had expressed on occasion your dislike of the mercenaries present in Martini's, right? Like someone in my district, that doesn't carry much favor with Titus Harty. She has to know that. He rubs his chin and looks out the window. But did she? Titus, you have to see. Things don't add up. We need to talk to her. Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod and a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip. This is the only opinion he cares for. Yep, his opinion, that guy's. Yeah, I see it. He puts his beer down. There's one more thing I've been wondering about ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicion if you want. I don't know. He smiles a peculiar smile. I don't know where she went. She just up and left. Got real scared too. Wouldn't tell me where, however hard I asked. Wanna know why? Why? She was afraid I would tell you. He looks you straight in the eye. Maybe she was right. By now I probably would. She knew there's evidence on her and she knew we'd find it. And this is typical suspect behavior. Why fleeing is always incriminatory. Whew. Perhaps. He looks out of the window again. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy though. She made sure of that. Thank you, Titus. Hardy. So when did she leave you? Friday afternoon when you first arrived. I got word the Elysium was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation, so to speak. So, What was she scared of? I told you. You. Me as in RCM. No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. And a hole in his heart. And that first. And a hole in his heart. Why not? You suck on that gun like someone tore you a brand new asshole. Why does everything flee at the sight of my shadow? Don't forget the funny tie too, but the funny tie ain't here. Well, I'm sorry. God, why does everything flee at the sight of my shadow? It seems you have that effect, especially on women. He looks at you. You know, when I first saw you limp in here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply, but he measures you up. Now I'm not so sure. Maybe, but we have been a great cop after all, like considering how goddamn many cases we've solved at the end of the day. Like we've solved so goddamn many. So few that we haven't. Or few kills, lots of cases solved. Somehow. I don't know how, but somehow. So what else did Ruby tell you about me? She said you have a funny taste in clothes, he scoffs, and that you won't stop. Won't stop, eh? Until you have something on her. She said she'd heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, opening up like cans. Well, that's kind of what we've done in here, as in, for example, even if I didn't select the right person to say that, hey, what would you do in that sort of situation? But, in the case of, okay, we are about to leave from here, and then that one guy gave in, basically. Yeah, open up like cans. Fucking hell, the dirty man shakes his head. Titus, did he just open Agnus up like a can? Yes, he did, he nods. Now we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you? It's, not an actual question. Silence, he nods. Is that true, Kim? Am I a can opener? You are insistent, he nods. Anything else? Anything? Yeah, there was something else. She won't tell me though. I could see she wanted. It was burning on her lips. This cop, Titus, this cop, But she was too scared. We got her scared. I wonder if she's someone that we actually would happen to also know, but probably not. We would have recognized her then, most likely, when we actually had our memory. So do you have any clues on where Ruby would have gone? She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot. Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her. Well, he gives a sharp look, and we won't either. She's not really the man stares into his beer, hardy candidate anymore, is she? She's not, Glenn. Yep. Can't really be part of them if she's, well, possibly committed murder. Have you looked for her? A little on the coast. Where have you looked for her more precisely? More precisely, on the coast past the waterlock. He nods southwest. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there. Past the waterlock, I actually did that after all. Southwest. Not here, so somewhere over that side. It makes total sense. Can you tell me where on the coast I should start looking? Sure, there are some shit houses there, a cinder block town. The Vision Walk there refused to unionize, so that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where a junk is sometimes crashed. Time for you to step up. Alright. We will start there. The lieutenant takes a quick note. One more question. What does Ruby look like? Boyish, hair's red, dyed. She looks like a lorry man. Do you know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies? The what now? I have no idea. He looks around. Boys. She said she built in a... His voice is very quiet. A pale emitter. What? We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and a pale something. I don't know more. This guy barely understands what he's talking about. There you have it, pale something. That just puts an end to it. It feels like you'll get to know soon enough. It's not much, but it'll do. It will have to. It will have to. He puts his hand out. Shake it. His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM certain material. You should be a cop, Titus. When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? He scoffs. I already am. I just wasn't sure you were. And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his men. And he still isn't? Sure about us? Yeah, he isn't sure if we are. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks. As in good cops. As in, are we a good cop? Not necessarily. But on the other hand, our kill record is only 3. Cases solved lots more, so who knows. Turns back to his men. Cool. And a thought. Kingdom of Conscience. Let's see what this does for us. The Kingdom of Consciousness with all the weird pictures. Okay. Kingdom of Conscience. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child's reprimanded. Centrism isn't change. Not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look at the sky and the dark shapes of coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is his heaven, everything is normal on earth. Totally. Alright, well, that's not really that useful. Sure, logic, we can increase one more. And of course, moralist dialogue options do heal our morale whenever we happen to be choosing those dialogue options. That is sometimes. But volition raised to 5, definitely not useful. Logic, fairly useful. But hey, at least we have still done it, so it's still cool to have been able to do it. Because yeah, normally it is less, so now we do have more in there, of course. I'm kind of tempted to go for the hand-eye coordination again so I could actually make out what exact gun it is, but I'm not sure if that's the smartest choice. Yeah, gotta go and ask about Ruby. Sure we gotta. The smoker on the balcony, definitely gonna go and visit them later tonight, but that's not for a while yet. There's a lot of things that are open though at the moment, but also a lot that are closed. Certainly indeed. Very many that are completely closed. So many physical instrument ones, so in that sense I should be increasing that goddamn physical instrument. In the basin definitely is... Oh yeah, the map wall for example. That actually tells me somewhat where I'm supposed to be going for the certain items, which actually is good because I definitely didn't have any idea anymore. Sleeping dog worker. So goddamn much stuff though. I'm not really sure what would be the best. Should I just go for a thought spot? Plausible. All things considering, maybe I should. There is only 3 more to try to get. I kind of feel rather to take something from here, but then it's a question, what exactly from here? Actually, visual calculus would be interesting. To increase one more. I really like visual calculus after all. Composure does have a lot of things also with it. I don't know. I won't decide it. Say hi to your mama for me, thanks. There's stuff here too. I'll take the coins. I need all the coins in the world, so I'll take them. At least I almost have money for the next night now. So hey, that's a good start. But okay, what to then exactly? Ridiculous amount of stuff, in all honesty. But yeah, Ruby is also an interesting character because she has a lot of people that have been on her side. Also, the lorry driver here, so I could ask them a question. Oh? You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That Ruby of yours? Yeah, and volition? Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasley. It was nice and Ruby-centric in the end. I do know that volition, but on the other hand, it does feel weird. Clasley could be involved in a sense that they agreed about those things, but and that she wouldn't have been the one to call the police. Then there is someone else who have done it. It's just a question, can we find the person who would have called? If the person who would actually have called the police would be, for example, the guy in that place in there who kind of wanted to then in the end say that they would talk to us, that would be perfect, because then we could actually say that, okay, Class lied another time, and she must be involved somehow. For whatever reason she is involved with Ruby in that. Maybe she didn't plan it. Ruby maybe wanted to do it more, but she must be somehow then part of it. But that isn't something we can yet quite know. So what do you mean? Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash? Yeah. The footprints in the pinball workshop didn't fit with the odd soul's print on the crime scene. No, they didn't. So far, no one has mentioned here in the shot. That is true, of course, no one heard the shot, so then it would have had to be somehow silenced. But considering what sort of a gun is in use, it still would probably have to be from somewhere in the distance. So far, no one has mentioned here in the shot. Notice how this hasn't come up at all, even Harty and his boys didn't mention it, neither did you. True, and the bullet was jacketed. These don't just lie around everywhere, do they? Good point, it is rather rare these days. But to continue, and the bullet didn't have to come from the roof, it could have come from anywhere on the coast. Absolutely, it could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window. I am not certain, but it is definitely a good idea to at least indeed get them to tell us more about Ruby. It was a good point to convince others, but I guess in the process of convincing others, we kind of might convince ourselves about that idea too. But yeah, alright. Yep, you have a point, Volition. That's right, finish thought, just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now, you know that? Free as a bird on that roof, lighting up a cigarette and thinking, am I glad Ruby's in the shit and not me? Don't listen to this guy, the theory was solid. He's just jealous. Move on, it's no harassing her future. It's no use harassing her future. Not at this point, sure. But again, we will see how things will go in the future. There might definitely be a reason to return to her. Even if for the moment we would be going elsewhere. Oh yeah, I was meaning to change these classes. I want my visual calculus. I love visual calculus. To be continued with Kida Rusha next time in Disco Elysium. See you all then.